Ladies and gentlemen, was it the first time you heard that arrangement of the national anthem? If it's the first time, I'm happy. That was done by Sonny Bradshaw, and it's a big band. So in his memory, we decided to share that with you. And I think the little reggae 2 bars got you going. I think Wycliffe would have loved that. Hi, Mr. Bennett. Sir, occupy, yes, I'll occupy space. Yes, sir. No, sir. Sure, sir. Ruth, sir. Oliver? We were students here on this stage at the little theater. And Mr. Bennett would sit at the back in the box and would give his instructions and guidance and directions, and we would listen. And I recall there was an occasion when I think we had 2 weeks to prepare an assignment, and we went off and we worked assiduously. I was good. I knew I was good. And he knew it too. And the evening I came back, in those days, there was no roof. I remember when I did Moon on the Rainbow Shoal and came out here and looked up, there was a full moon in the sky. Just the box and the stage would have been covered. And I came up stage, and I started my presentation, and I walked down, and I know I was good. And from the box came these words. Now that you have scratched the surface, go home and do the homework, little one. I couldn't move my feet for a few seconds. And then when I moved them, I walked right and kept going to the bathroom. And I occupied this place there for maybe half an hour. And when I came out, my eyes were red, blood red. But you know something? That comment taught me many things. One is, don't be too full with your own self-importance and the fact that you think you are talented. 2, there's always room for improvement. And when you think you have arrived, you've started the downward spiral. And thank God that I was still young and willing to take advice from Wycliffe, Bennett, and others to grow into a better person. So it's not enough to have talent. But sitting back there, hi, Aunt Hazel, how are you? She would be seated there every evening. And if we had a production going on until 11 or 12, she would be there because she was the official chauffeur. And she took the late, he was Harrison then, Stafford Harrison to Harborview. And she took, and all of us piled in, those who didn't have a car. When Ruth got a car, then it was great news, and the late Lloyd Brown and the rest of it. And they took us all over the place. That was the pair. So I'm very glad to see that this book has, although it was Wycliffe Bennett who started his work on this with a great deal of support from his wife, it was Aunt Hazel who put it together and put the finishing touches on. And I think you need to put your hands together for her. I remember visiting them maybe 6 or so years ago. And Mr. Bennett was working on this book. And Aunt Hazel, in her inimitable style, said, Vicky, everything can't go into one book. So everything not in the one book. So if you see things that are not there, then help us write a second book. So I'm going to be taking you through the evening, and afterwards we're going to ask you to repair to the area where there'll be refreshments and the books for sale. Isn't it a lovely invitation? And isn't the stage lovely? Put your hands together for the people who did this.